Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and good evening once again. I'd like for you to share this live stream. I'd like for you to share this live stream wherever you may be in the country. I'd love for you to share this live stream wherever you may be. Please share this live stream. Please share it tonight with your family members and your friends. Please share this live stream with your family members and please share it again. Share this live stream with your friends. I'm making some adjustments to the title of this live stream. I thought I edited this live stream earlier. I thought I had edited the live stream earlier, a few hours ago. Like the actual heading, it seems as though that heading remained the same. So give me a moment. I'm actually making an edit now to the heading that I thought I made an edit 2 hours ago. Please share, 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 share. I have the missing, lost, and trafficked tips email, and it's displayed in the running ticker, and you will see it's displayed as missing, lost, and trafficked at gmail.com. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm just taking the time right now to make a very important edit. Okay. In just a moment, while I'm making some adjustments to my title, um, a very special guest will be joining this live stream this evening. A very special guest will be joining again this live stream on this evening. This guest, her name is Justice, and she is the mother of Antonio White's child. The mother of Antonio White's child. And so she will be joining in just a moment. So I want to give her time, right? Yes, give her time to join this live stream. I believe that she will be clicking on a link that I sent her in just a moment. While I'm waiting on her, I need your help. I'm going to begin sharing this live stream. Sharing this live stream with my Facebook followers and friends, right? With Facebook followers and friends on my profile. Also, Facebook followers, friends, and group members of Missing, Lost, and Trafficked. Um, yes, yes, yes. So I'm starting that process like now. Okay? Starting that process right now. I've made the adjustments, the edits, the proper edits that I needed to make to this live stream, to the title. I'm sharing this live stream to my story. I'm sharing this live stream right now to Missing, Lost, and Trafficked. I'm continuing to share this live stream with Michigan crimes and headlines. I'm continuing to share this live stream right now with Blue Lives Matter. I'm continuing to share this live stream tonight with Detroit crime and homicide. And I want to thank the city of Detroit. The, I couldn't thank you all enough. You have helped me tremendously. And assisting families with, reuniting with either their family members or getting a bit more information regarding what may have happened to a lost family member. So thank you so much, Detroit. I just want to give a very special thanks to the city of Detroit and all of my friends across. I have so many friends in the state of Michigan. Thank you, Michigan. And all of my friends in Michigan. I believe, uh, I believe Miss Justice is waiting to join this live stream. So I am going to add her to this live stream. I just wanted to make sure that I've shared this live stream out to several groups. So I'm adding her right now to the live stream. Can you hear me, Miss Justice? I see that your mic is muted.
I can hear you.
Okay, okay. It looked like it was muted for just a moment. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join the stream tonight to discuss this disappearance of Mr. Antonio White. Reportedly, he's been missing for about 3 months. Is that correct?
Yes.
And last seen December 26th of 2021, I learned that his phone records revealed he last used his phone on December 27th, excuse me, of 2021. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And are you, can you recall maybe a time, a specific time that Mr. White's phone was shut off?
It was around the afternoon because the time switch up in different states and things. He said he wouldn't be able to, the investigator said he wouldn't be able to give me a specific time, but he did say it was around the afternoon time.
So it was around the afternoon time. Now,
Yes.
he was last seen reportedly in Warren, Michigan. Is that correct?
No, that's where he lives. He was last seen in Detroit, Michigan.
Yes, I want to make sure I didn't get anything mixed up. Okay, so he lives in Warren, Michigan, but he was last seen actually in Detroit, Michigan. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Um, I'd like to know, um, first of all, I want to make sure everybody understands that I'm speaking with Miss Justice. Miss Justice, she is the mother of Mr. White's child. Do you all share a boy or girl together?
We share a 9-year-old girl.
9-year-old girl. Okay, okay. And so I want to make sure everyone that's joining right now understands that much. And so, thank you once again. I'd like to know if you couldn't recall the last time you spoke with Mr. White, like the last date. Was it on the 26th or before the 26th of
It
December?
was on the 26th, the day after Christmas. He had gave my daughter a call, and they spoke on the phone then, and I had spoke with him at that time.
Okay. Okay. So it was around Christmas.
Yes.
Okay. And did he seem to be concerned about anything in particular? He expressed that he was having any kind of conflicts or
At that time, he did not express that to me. Um, I don't know of any conflicts or anything he would be in. No, he didn't.
okay. And so his place of residence is in Warren, but
Mhm.
he's last seen in Detroit.
Yes.
About how far in distance would you say Warren is from Detroit?
Mm, It's about a half hour, so miles, maybe 25, 30. I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. So about 30 minutes drive, give or
Yeah,
take.
yeah.
Okay. Do you know if he traveled, if Mr. Wright traveled to Detroit, Michigan on December 26th, or if he, like, if you could kind of explain it a little bit.
His
Eh,
phone records show that he last used his phone in Detroit, Michigan, southwest Dearborn Heights area. His last phone call was in that area on December 27th around the afternoon time.
Oh, okay. Around the afternoon
Yeah,
time.
that's the last phone call he made, December 27th in the afternoon. And it ping ponged off the Dearborn Heights, the southwest Dearborn Heights area.
Okay. It's interesting. Okay. That's where his phone was pinged. Okay.
Yes,
Now, I did learn he was driving. Is that correct?
yes,
With his vehicle when he was last seen. Is
yes.
his vehicle currently missing or being looked for, or did police?
No, it's not being looked for. It's not being investigated. Um, the car is actually in someone's possession as of now. The investigator or the police released it to them, and the investigator assured me that they wasn't looking into the car as an investigation because it wasn't any foul play shown in the car or anything as of a missing person as of right now.
Okay, I want to. Okay, so they don't have his car in their possession now. The police department in Detroit. Is that correct?
They impounded the car once they found the car. They impounded it, and someone was able to go pick it up, and it's in their possession.
Okay, so he goes missing. His car goes missing with him, but his vehicle was eventually found.
Right.
You know what date the vehicle was found?
The date the vehicle was put into the impound was January 12th. The day the car was taken out of the impound, which I was just confirmed with this information today, is January 13th.
Okay, it was put in the pound January 12th and taken out the next day.
Yes.
Okay, and you have no idea where it was taken to. Is that correct?
No.
And you're saying the Detroit Police Department, and I don't mean
Not the
to
Detroit Police Department. If you remember when I spoke with you, I told you I'm dealing with the Warren Police Department.
Warren, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm mentioning Detroit because his phone was pinged in Detroit, and I'm just assuming that they were involved or had some level of involvement, since that would have been like technically his last place that he was. But okay, so the Warren Police Department, where he currently resides, uh, this police department or detectives, they have not like done any kind of crime analysis or
No.
checked for prints or anything.
No. No.
And the excuse was that they gave you was that they just didn't think foul play occurred.
Yes, it wasn't any proof of foul play.
The proof of
So
foul
it's
play.
just a missing persons report as of now. But it's been 3 months, so
And how are you feeling about the Warren Police Department? I know you filed this report, where he actually resides, uh, or was residing, about them not, checking for prints, or just saying that they were not going to, uh, do an in-depth search, I guess, of that vehicle.
yeah, I definitely had different emotions about the Warren Police Department. Although I know they try to do their best and help, it just doesn't seem like enough is being done. Um, I've asked over and over for this report to be put on the news. I've contacted the news. They assured me that they needed the investigator to reach out to them, but no investigator has reached out to them. So it kind of makes me angry. You know, this is somebody very important to my child's life. So it really makes me angry that they're not taking the precaution that I feel they should be taking. You know, it's difficult.
You know, I
Yes,
get
the car was in the person's name that picked it up. He did put his car into someone else's name. Yes, he did that. Did that? He did.
okay, okay. That was a question that I displayed. I was going to ask you, but you already answered it. There was a question from a viewer: was the car in the person name that picked it up? Okay, okay. So you're saying he had placed this car in someone else's name?
Yes.
Okay, so it wasn't okay in his name. Okay, so I'm not sure if maybe that played a role into this, but given that you filed a missing police report, I I believe that the police, the investigators, should have done something just to be rest assured
Yes.
that there wasn't a crime, that there wasn't like blood or something that
That,
may have
that have
cleaned.
been cleaned up. Yes. Yes. That's what I asked. They said that when they pulled the car over, there wasn't any blood or anything in the car. But they don't know how much time that the person could have had to clean up the car, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah. And by him having custody of that car for over 2 months now, with the person having custody for that car over 2 months now, any evidence that could have been found probably would be gone by now.
I would have to agree, after a period of time, as the weeks go by, months go by, you know, it's contaminated. If there was any sort of a violent crime of any sort, God forbid, it would have been contaminated, and it may be very difficult at this point in for police to gather the sufficient evidence that they may have been able to gather when he had when they found the vehicle initially. Okay,
Yeah.
has anyone reached out to you since Mr. White has been missing, alleging that they saw him or they believe that he's been spotted, seen anywhere?
I had a few different people reach out to me. I haven't been able to make sure that their information was correct. I was told that he was seen January 1st, around the Grand River and Greenfield area. I'm not sure how true that is, so I don't know.
Okay.
But I've only really got the word out through as far as sharing it on my Facebook or sharing it on my Instagram or other people sharing it for me.
Mhm.
I haven't been able to really broadcast it to the world as far as the news or something like that because of the delays of the detective. So I'm not sure if it's somebody out there that has information that could tell me, and I just haven't been able to get the word out to them.
Yeah, I understand that could be very frustrating. What news organizations have you reached out to, either in Warren, nearby cities, or even Detroit's a pretty large city, or in Detroit where his phone was pinged?
I reached out to the Fox 2 news station and Channel 4 news station, but they want the detective has to reach out to them to give them to confirm the information that I'm saying to make sure they're not just putting out anything. And he's not willing to contact them. He's saying he doesn't see any reason for him to have to contact them. So,
Now, I'm just going to be honest. Uh, the news stations you spoke with, they don't need the police or investigators to call them first.
Really? And that's what the investigator was telling me. He said it doesn't make any sense to him.
No, that's their roundabout way of letting you know they don't feel his disappearance is newsworthy. So they have a roundabout way of they want to give you an excuse. So they've given you an excuse. Those news stations, I know how this works, and just told you, well, we can't report unless they speak to us. Well, if you watch the news and kind of keep tabs in on what's going on, news reporters are often going into police stations unannounced, showing up at various press conferences, and they're asking the police questions about matters all the time, Ms. Justice. And they don't wait to get an invite when they feel that it is a newsworthy story. All you really need is to show them that this event occurred, that he actually went missing, is a missing person report for
Right.
them to move forward. Now, whether or not the news producers are going to be interested, the news reporters they have their superiors. They have news producers. They have like their executive news producer, assistant news producer. And I just want to explain how this works because I've pitched a lot of stories to media. They have meetings. So you may have reached out and then, it may have been brought up in a meeting. There is an assignment desk editor, someone that you spoke with when you called the news.
Mm-hmm.
They took your information, they ran it by the news producer, and they had a meeting, basically decided we're not going to cover this story.
Right.
They're not just going to tell you that, unfortunately.
So should I try to make it more interesting, let them know more information on the story? Because I haven't even really been able to tell them much about the story for them to even try to make that type of decision.
I think it's a matter of the news media feeling as though his disappearance, Mr. White's disappearance, is a matter of public interest.
Okay.
And now they don't feel that it's a matter of public interest, and that's because you haven't gotten maybe thousands of shares. I'm just being honest in terms of how this works. Shares across the state of Michigan and other states. And if you're not getting a certain amount of traction, there has to be buzz. Unfortunately, that's how this works.
Wow.
It has enough buzz. That's how this works, unfortunately. Regarding his disappearance, he is a male. News media, they tend to not, they're not anxious about reporting on the disappearance of a man, regardless of race, unless they believe foul play has occurred. Like if you were to say, I went to his place and there was blood everywhere, or something that, is really, sensational for them.
Right.
If you're not telling them that, you're just, well, he went missing. His vehicle was found, and I really want to know where he is or what's happened. Unfortunately, they won't consider it to be newsworthy,
Right.
if that makes sense. And the only way you have to make it newsworthy, unfortunately, by getting enough people on social media talking about Mr. White, sharing his flyers, and tagging them directly and asking them to cover his story.
Right. Okay.
That's generally how it works. Unfortunately,
Okay.
unless you were able to tell them you definitely had evidence of foul play, like clear cut foul play, something happened, and the police, they're just ignoring it. They're not going to be anxious about covering it. And I'm just being honest about that's just really the way it works. Now, what we're doing right here, this would be, a way of raising awareness and getting his story, out there right now. We're getting his story out there. This StreamYard could be shared hundreds of times
Right.
with, you know, media organizations and news reporters all across the state of Michigan, all around Warren. And what may happen is potentially, if this StreamYard, this broadcast gains enough traction, potentially you may end up getting a call maybe in the next couple of days or the next 30 days from someone saying, hey, can we speak to you about this? What's going on? You know,
Right.
so uh, I just want to explain that that's really how this really works in some cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when you know men of color go missing, it really is more of a fight.
Yeah.
It's more of a fight to get media coverage than if he was and unfortunately an African American female that has gone.
Right.
Really, it's a struggle, and so I'm so sorry you've experienced what you've experienced with the police, and I do believe they should have at least check for fingerprints. There are special tools that they can use to see if there were blood stains in the car not visible to the human eye.
Right. Yep. Yeah. I said that. Yeah. Yep.
And have you tried to put together, someone has another question, any type of like search parties for?
I have tried to together a search party. Unfortunately, not many people came out. I've hung up flyers and things like that. I've had it put on Crime in the D, which is a social media platform that displays like crimes that went on in the Detroit area.
Mhm.
Um, but me and a friend was talking today to see if we can do one this weekend to see if we can reach more people to get more help with putting it out.
Mhm.
Um, did anyone do a search? No, anyone hasn't did a search in the area his phone was ponged off of because I recently just was able to get that information out of the investigator today. I've recovered so much more information than I've ever recovered these last 3 months. So I have
Mhm.
to take what I've learned today and try to apply it to what I can find out.
Right.
But he does take care of his mom who has a disability and he has always taken care of her. So I know that he wouldn't just walk away or decide to leave. I've known him for 13 years. He's never did anything of this nature. He's always been a strong person who stands up and take care of his family. So I just in my eyes I don't see him just going missing or walking away or anything of that nature because he has a lot of responsibilities here that he know that he just can't leave and walk away from. That there's people here that depends on him and that needs him,
Right.
especially his mom.
So from what I'm gathering, he was taking care of his mother. That was part of his one of his major responsibilities on a regular basis, correct?
Definitely. Big.
Other
Definitely.
responsibilities, but that taking care of his mom was one of his top responsibilities due to her
Yes.
being disabled. And how was his communication? What was his communication like with other family members? You know, like maybe cousins, brothers, friends. Did he speak to other people on a regular basis
Um,
in his life?
Probably not on a regular basis to his other family members, as often as possible. But he was like a person to like himself.
Mhm.
So, but I have been in contact with those people, and they have been a lot of help to me, with the situation going on.
And, and what do you believe? Like, I know you've been thinking for some time right now regarding, like,
Yeah.
what do you
Because
think
it's been so
happened?
long, I've had so many different emotions about this situation. Sometimes I feel like I'm going to get a call from him on the other side of the phone because I just don't know. When you don't have that insurance in your heart, or in your mind. It leaves you clueless. It leaves you wondering, you know. So I'm wondering, like, is he gonna just come to the house, or is he gonna just call?
Mhm.
Or I'm wondering, like, is he somewhere hurt and I could be somewhere trying to help him, you know?
Mhm.
I've had so many mixed different emotions. I'm not sure what to believe because this has never ever happened to me. So because I know him and I've known him for so long, I believe he has to be somewhere hurt because I know he wouldn't just take and walk away from his responsibilities and his family willingly, you know? And this is something that I know about him. But then on the other hand, I know life gets a hand of everybody and it gets hard sometimes. So I'm not sure what battles he was fighting and if he needed time. So it leaves me confused. But by me just knowing him as a person and knowing who he is, I don't. I really deep in my heart, deep in my soul, I don't think that he would just get up and walk away. With his car being found and his phone being turned off in a certain area, I just don't think so.
How is his daughter? How has she been handling
I
this?
haven't really expressed to her what's going on. So
Uh-huh.
all she knows as of right now is that
Yes.
he got a new phone and his phone isn't working. You know, sometimes she cries. She wakes up out her sleep crying, asking about him, or go to sleep with his picture in her hand. You know, crying. It's She's had a lot of different emotions. I've been trying my best just to keep her mind off of it because I don't know what's going on and I don't want to scare her or put fear into her heart or mind about the situation. So I've really been trying to keep it as much away from her as possible. You
Mm.
know, she's a sweet girl, so she wouldn't understand none of this because I don't even understand it.
Okay. So you've not just told her that daddy has gone missing or we can't find him.
No.
Okay. Okay. I'm sure it must be very difficult trying to navigate, you know, raising your daughter in his absence uh, and then trying to figure out how to console her and what to say to her as the months and the time passes.
Yeah.
I commend you for having the strength that you've had in terms of. I mean, I'm not in your shoes, so
Yeah, this
I
is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do because she is so important to me. I don't want anything to scar or hurt her. So it's really stressful. It's really stressful. I really want answers for her, you know, understanding closure or whatever the case is. I don't want her to have to go her whole life wondering or guessing, you know, because in her eyes, she because I don't want to tell her anything to scare her. She's looking at it as he's not calling her. He's not, something is wrong, you know.
and I mean I don't want you to speak too much for his mom, but you did mention that Mr. White's mother is disabled and he was taking care of her before his disappearance, and he was really faithful to that responsibility.
Yeah.
So, do you, has is she been struggling? I mean, I'm not saying. What I'm
He has
asking is, I know she's been
taken it,
struggling
he
with.
has been taking the situation way harder than anybody else
Okay,
because he's always been in her life, always. And she is taking this situation very hard. She was hospitalized for a while because she was in so much distress about the situation. But she's doing better now. Um, but it is very hard for her. It is. It's very hard for her.
so yeah, I can only imagine that it would be very hard, and it has his disappearance has affected her health, and I definitely would want his mother, to. know what has happened to him and
Yeah.
where he is, or know whether he's safe or what's going on. So yeah, that's important. And also, I thinking back on when he was last seen and the area he was last seen in. Did detectives tell you whether or not they checked to see if there were cameras, at least even in the area that his phone was
He
last seen in?
the detective told me because of uh by the cell phone towers ping ponging off of so much of a large radius distance that he wouldn't be able to tell exactly what area Mr. White was in. So by him saying the Dearborn Southwest area, he just knows in that area. He can't say specifically where. So they haven't got any surveillance cameras or anything. But by me finding out the information that I found out, I'm going to try to, find out more if I can, because it's really hard for a person to try to find out a lot of information if they don't have a detective or somebody in a higher force standing behind them. In order to get surveillance tapes and things like that, you have to have a detective or go through some type of law enforcement.
That's true. That's true. And, and it's important that you have an investigator that's just dedicated.
And he is not. I mean,
Yeah,
well, I hate to just say something like that, but by Detroit, I guess having so many cases, it seems like he's busy, and this is not something that he's busy on. You know, Everything is really been done over the phone from behind a desk. There's no actions being put forth, like as far as like surveillance tapes or maybe checking video cameras or I don't know, investigating the last person that he was on the phone with. That person should have been brought in for investigation or something of that nature.
yeah. I definitely feel that. Yeah, it seems you need someone, maybe another investigator, someone who will, you know, do a better job of investigating and just trying to retrieve a little bit more information regarding his whereabouts. Have you reached out to any coroners, perhaps, like throughout the state or out of state?
Yes, I reached out. You said corners?
Yes,
Yeah, I reached out to morgues.
warts. Yes.
Yes, I've reached out to morgues to see if they have any John Does or anybody that fits his description. I have not been able to come up with anything. Um
Mhm.
yeah, I've checked jails like in the Michigan area, or I'm really not sure where to search out of state because I just don't see him going out of state anywhere. So that part I would be left clueless. But like the Ohio areas and things that surrounds the Michigan area, I have.
Okay. 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 I'm, really sorry that you are going through what you're going through, and your daughter is, missing out on so many special moments and just everyday interaction.
Yes, because he was a big part of her life. He wasn't a half father or sometime father. He was an all the time father. We literally split my daughter directly in half. Like we shared time with her. He was a tremendous big part of her life. So this has took a toll on her and affected both of us in a big way. You know, he was a big part to everyone's life that he was in. He was a provider and a protector. Um, it's been very difficult. It's been very difficult. It's been so long. I just need someone to reach out to try to let me know something or help me in some type of way because I haven't been getting much of the help that I wanted. So I wish more people could reach out and try to help and we could work together.
Yes. I know we've been talking for some time. So I'm almost 40 minutes now. I just want you to just anything that you want to say to everyone who's listening to you right now. anything at all that you feel that would help people listening from Michigan or wherever they are in the country better find him or identify.
If anybody could just help share so
Yes.
that we can bring more attention to his disappearance, so that we can get more people aware of what's going on, and we can get more help. Um, if anyone lives in the Dearborn Southwest area, Dearborn Heights Southwest area, and has seen him, if they can contact me, even if it would, because his disappearance was 3 months ago. So if in the last 3 months, if you have seen or heard from him, if you can contact me or the Warren Police Department and let me know or them know where you last seen or heard from him from. Um, because really all we have to go off now of is his body. There's no car, there's no phone. So now it's just a body that we're looking for. Um,
Can you describe, just to the best of your ability, his physical description and just some things that stand out, whether it's tattoos, piercings, things that individuals should look for on him?
he has like a slight afro that he was growing out. You can kind of see like his hair like fading in the beginning of his head, like, fading a little way away. He only really had two tattoos. He had one on his neck that said Tone, Tone. He had another tattoo that went down his I believe his right arm. He was about 200 pounds, about 5'9". Um, I can't say what he was last wearing. The last thing he was driving was a 2015 Impala.
Okay.
At this time, we are not looking for the car, but if you did see him in that car or know of him being in that car, I guess give someone a call. Um, it's not really much that would stand out.
Okay.
He has a nice set of teeth. That's about it.
Okay. Someone asked about a photo. I did include a photo. I know the way it's embedded into the live stream, you won't be able to see the photo, unfortunately, of him, this specific photo clearly. However, after this live stream ends, for those of you wanting a clearer picture of Mr. White, I am going to upload several photos that I gathered on Facebook of him. And if Miss Justice, if you'd like to share any additional photos that you think would be helpful in identifying Antonio White, that would be awesome. But I will be posting photos to my profile, photos to Missing Lost in Traffic and Facebook group, Instagram, as well as Patreon. Maybe I may even do a photo slideshow or some sort of video slideshow and post it to YouTube. But that will be posted on this evening, so everyone will see him. I do remember posting a photo of Mr. White. Now that I'm looking at it, I posted it in Missing Lost in Traffic in our group a while back, I believe, when he first went missing, and not a lot of people were sharing, but I'm hopeful we'll try to push to get more shares this time. Yeah, yeah.
I have a new up to date picture of
Okay.
him that I will be sending to you.
Mhm.
Um, but that's the most recent picture I had of him. It was taken a while back, so I do have another picture that I'm going to be sharing. But because I made this flyer a while ago, that was the only picture I had at the time. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna do this up to date picture and upload it.
Okay. So there's a more up to date. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That would be helpful. Now, if you want me to just wait until you send me that so I can include that in the photos that I'm going to put together, I'll just wait for you to send that photo and I'll include that photo
Okay.
and make sure everyone knows it's a more up to date in terms of how he was looking, his description right before he disappeared
Yes.
or had gone missing. Yes.
Okay.
But I'm just I'm my heart aches for you. I'm just so sorry that you have not gotten the answers that you need to get, that you deserve to have. Maybe like off camera I can try to obtain his plate number, the phone number he has, and try to do some searching with the tools I have at my disposal to try to figure
Yeah.
out if he's gone to any other cities or anything like that,
Yeah.
or gotten any kind of other phones. That you never know. When I'm looking up missing persons and doing research, I find out a whole lot. I found out they have phones people didn't know they had. I found out they lived in cities others didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to do what I can, but I will need some additional information to start that process for sure.
Okay. And anything you need, I will get for you or do whatever I can to get for you.
Okay. Okay. Great. No problem. Thank you so much. And I'm welcoming anyone that wants to share this live stream. I've asked all of my friends and followers to share. I'm encouraging you, Miss Justice, to have everyone on your friends list and family members of Mr. Antonio White to share this live stream. It's going to help tremendously. I will be sending this live stream out to some like local media organizations in the area. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you. We need more people like you in this world. I thank you so very much. I thank you. I really do.
No problem. I'm just hoping I'm going to be doing my own independent research on him. So I'm hoping I can provide you with something that would help you to better understand like what's going on. And I'm hoping that with this StreamYard, there will be somebody. Usually there's like some random person will reach out sharing something that they just been holding on to. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that will happen. They know they know that I'll read their messages from their fake pages and all. Will I read tip? I get tips all the time. People create fake pages to send me tips, so I'll read those messages. I'll read those messages from Instagram. You can email me if you want to take the time out to email missing lost of traffic at gmail.com. I will.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just that's out there for everyone. But thank you, and I'll go ahead and disconnect with you right now, and you'll definitely be in my prayers.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Bye. All right. So I think, okay, Miss Justice, we've just been hearing, we've been, speaking to because I, want to make sure that I included some questions you have for Miss Justice into this live stream. So we've been hearing from Miss Justice. We've been speaking to her. She is the mother of Mr. White's child. They have a 9-year-old beautiful little girl together. And I believe someone says they're going to send me an inbox. Thank you so much. If you have any tips, information to share regarding the disappearance of Antonio White, you are more than welcome to send an email to missing lost and trafficked at gmail.com. I would love for you to send me a message on Facebook to Pebbles and Bam Bam Facebook profile. You can also send a message to Missing Lost and Trafficked, a DM directly on Instagram as well. So thank you also very much for taking the time out to tune in. Share, 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 share. Care, care, care. Sharing is caring, right? I'm hoping that we get a significant um, rise, I guess, or number of shares. I'm hoping that happens. And I'm hoping it happens. And I'm hoping also that the family family members of Mr. White will get the closure that they deserve and they need at this time. Y'all stay safe.